website right now and download my free course on alternate picking mastery. It contains 5 essential exercises that will take you to alternate picking mastery faster than you can imagine. And then I've included my method of how to lay out a practice plan in just 1 to 2 minutes that will absolutely boost your results like nothing you ever tried before. So go download it right now. It's free. Hey, what skills should you focus on when you're a beginner? That's a really cool question from underneath or below one of these YouTube videos. And I should say post any question you have because it's a really cool inspiration for me to do new videos and then we can have this interaction back and forth. So what should you focus on? Well, everything. It's the opposite of being an intermediate player where you should have focus on only one thing at a time. Of course, the same thing goes for the beginner. You won't focus. It's not a good idea to focus on a little bit of chords for 2 minutes, then play a first position blues scale shape for 2 minutes, then play a little rhythm. But I would say that, when you start out, you want to focus on songs. You want to get results fast. So you want to say, and the traditional way of learning guitar, nothing wrong with that when it comes to a beginner. It's when we increase our skill level that things really start becoming more and more absurd as to how we learn. And the more, it gets more and more inefficient because we try to use the same method we use in the beginning, which is to focus on everything. And of course, start with rhythm guitar, right? Start with the chords. Some open string chords. Start with something that you can have a success with because results are everything when you practice. Most people forget that. You want to get results. You want to have that feeling of becoming better. Because if you don't, you're simply going to lose your motivation. Your brain will not allow you to spend that much time practicing and sore fingertips and all this effort and focus if you don't get anything out of it. So if you have a long streak of no results, you are prone to and in the danger zone of giving up. So what is the cure of that? For that, you want to focus on something where you can get a result in a week, tops, right? Depending on your temperament and how impatient you are, you want to make the result that you're aiming at something that you can really get a result in. So in the beginning, you of course don't want to take a song on with 16 different chords because then that's going to stretch the time frame you have here, and you might give up in the process. So you want to say, okay, if I can learn a G and a D, or if I can learn an A and a D, then I can play all these 10 songs. That's pretty cool, right? And if I can learn the first position blues scale shape, and I have a jam track, then just a couple of slow blues licks, I can get the satisfaction of just playing a couple of notes over that track, and it's going to give me that feeling of, hey, I can really learn that. But a thing I would say to beginners is that you have that beginner zone where you practice songs, and that is a matter of learning the chord, right? And then you learn the strumming pattern, like, right? And you practice it, but focus. Do everything in a circle. Instead of practicing 4 chords in a song, do only 2 over and over and over again. Instead of strumming and playing chords, just practice the chords. So your brain can focus here instead of both here and there, which is impossible. So you have to shift back and forth. So the brain, I'm going to learn this, learn that, learn this, learn that. It's like, what? Sorry? Excuse me? It will increase the learning time by 10 or 100 times. Instead, if you need to learn a song and it has 4 chords in it, start with the first 2. And the reason why I'm saying 2 and not 1, the only reason is that you need to do 1 and then your fingers has to leave the fretboard, right? Then you have to do a second chord in order to scramble the pattern of the first chord. So you can relearn that and find back into, how did I, there, okay. Because if you practice like most beginners, you do a chord and then you go, okay, now I got the chord. Okay, then I go over to strumming here and I go, okay, then I go up here, I need to change my chord. What are you doing? You're practicing two things at once, right? Focus on this. Get it down. Focus on it. Just repeat, right? Forget about the song for a second. Just practice the chord, the muscular signals from your brain to your muscles, right? Become very good at it. Exceed the level you want to get to so you can relax when you play. and then practice the 2 chords. Once you have that down, you do only 1 chord, and then you practice the strumming pattern. You might even want to just mute the strings in the beginning and just focus intensely on one thing. Build the skill. Now, 3rd level, put the 2 skills together, which is really easy. But it's a little bit of an effort. You have to practice that for a second or two, right? To integrate the 2 skills you've learned. You will learn so much faster if you do that. If you say, what is this about? Okay, I got some chords here. Let's minimize that. You can even practice 1 chord just by removing your fingers back and forth, back and forth. And once you've done that, you can practice in front of the TV, right? You can put them on, take them off, put them on, take them off. Okay, and you only strum once just to test if you got the chord right. Right? Once you learn the chords, right? Or the D, right? Then you can add the strumming and learn the strumming. This will be so much faster. Now you're working like a pro from the beginning instead of that confused way of going from learning one thing. There is no comparison between strumming and fingering a chord. Those are 2 totally different universes of muscular. It makes no sense. It's like practicing football one and then, tennis the next. No connection, right? So you don't want to do that. You want to focus. But then you want to learn whatever you can learn and make sure you get results fast all the time. Don't take on too much. You can always take on the world, but do it 1 bite at a time. Do that song that you will really learn to learn, and then learn it. And then once you've learned it, exceed that level that most beginners stop at. Move beyond it. Once you have that song down, keep playing it like an insane person, right? You might go on to the next song, but then reserve some place to, practice those chords, even though you're good at it. Practice to the point of excellence with everything you do, or at least what your most favorite songs, right? So you can really play them. And then start learning how to sing as you strum, go all the way with that. Take that 1 song and say, during these couple of months here, I want to become so good that I look like a freaking pro when I play that 1 song, but it's the only song I can play at that level. That's where you want to get to. And then you'll have the satisfaction of being able to being totally relaxed when you play, and you can sing and you can have fun, right? And people are going to say, okay, you're a genius. You got talent, amazing talent. But you'll know that it's just focus, right? And not stopping here, because most people, I learn 1 song to the level of okay, basically, then move on to another and another and another. I wonder why it's so hard to play guitar or learn guitar. It's because you never stop and really take 1 song all the way to freaking genius, right, level. You can. It's just a matter of repeating what you know already once you're at the level of good. And that will totally change your level of progress and your enjoyment and everything. Such an important principle. And it's a principle called mastery again. So, that's what I got to say about beginners and what to focus on, basically. Hope that was helpful. Subscribe for more free videos. Do it. Do it now. Do it.